We have guaranteed the fastest response times in the paramotor industry by sacrificing sleep and social life. Bring that to you. That service is guaranteed. Backcountryppg.com, at backcountryppg on Instagram, or call Trevor directly right here, right now. Now, the top moment of every month of 2023, in no particular order besides chronologically, coming at you. In January, I filmed my short film Departure with my buddies at the Salton Sea, and it was such a fun project to make. Not only was filming everything with everyone fun, but some of the shots I got are truly some of my favorites. And in January, that was my favorite moment. In February, we have three topics. Number one, my trip to the Middle East, Saudi Arabia and Qatar. In Qatar, I did some dune soaring with my buddy LoJack, and it was some of the best dune soaring I've ever done. I had such a fun time just seeing their culture and flying in such a objectively incredibly beautiful place. Moving over to Saudi Arabia, we flew in Bajda with my buddy Mo, Miroslav of Scout Aviation, and Shihab. This was some of the most humbling flying I've ever done. These rocks were incredibly tall, and they made us feel very small. And again, I filmed some of my favorite flying footage to this date. Third thing in February was the Arizona Flying Circus. It's part Burning Man, part fly-in, part Wild West, and just a celebration of everything paramotoring and aviation. I got to meet a bunch of rad people and had a great time for 4 days. In March, I think my favorite flying moment was flying at Torrey Pines Glider Port in San Diego, California. I flew my Gin Explorer 2 and my Flare Mustache, and flying there's just gorgeous. It's right on the ocean. I've never done any coastal soaring before. The location's amazing, there's a restaurant. I just found it to be fun. I had a good time. Now, April was a weird month for me. It was a month of transition and renewal and new stuff going on in my life. And honestly, I didn't really do a lot of flying, so I can't think of one flying moment that did stand out to me. But what did stand out to me was editing my documentary from Saudi Arabia.
This desert is different. As soon as I set my eyes on her, chills rolled down my spine. These rocks are ancient. The wind has shaped them into a reflection of itself over hundreds of millions of years.
I'm happy to say it performed really well on YouTube, and I'm very, very proud of it, and I'm happy to have shared that with you. It was a cool experience to edit that whole thing, and it took a while, and it was worth the payoff. In May, I can think of 2.5 things that really stood out to me. Number one was getting the camera I'm filming this on right now and taking it down to Hanksville and filming my favorite flying footage to date. Just the quality, shooting it in 60 frames a second, 4K on this Sony FX30. It's just glorious footage. And secondly was getting my new MacFly. I don't have it here with me right now, but it is my favorite paramotor. Unboxing it was a joy, and it was just cool to be on a new piece of equipment that I was genuinely and still am genuinely stoked on. In June, my favorite moment by far was going down to Hanksville with my buddy Andrew Muse and filming with Project Airtime. We had a wild time, and there's one moment where I was flying sideways up a berm next to Andrew in the Bronco. There's dust everywhere, there's dirt bikes. That moment was my favorite moment, I believe, in June of 2023. What a wild experience. And finally, July. Here, right now, in Washington, I've just enjoyed the heck out of flying here. It's kind of like East Coast flying, but with a western twist. There's a giant volcano behind me. We've done a lot of awesome flying by the lake, river runs. I'm building my school bus and having a great time enjoying the lovely summer weather in Washington. And those were the best moments of this year per month so far.